The Ganong brothers James and Gilbert started selling groceries in 1873, but as fate would have it, candy making was what the Ganong family was destined to do in their community of St. Stephen. Bordering the United States, the town was a perfect location for a grocery business.
And it was a booming area on both sides of the border. One of the Ganong brothers actually had worked in the United States, and so they felt that this was a good place in order to start a business.
But the brothers quickly discovered that sweet treats were becoming very popular. While things started well, the late 1870s were challenging times for the Ganong family. Gilbert Ganong married Maria Robinson in October of 1876. Shortly after, he and James dissolved their partnership, with James wanting to focus on the soap industry. Unfortunately, James passed away in 1888 after developing pneumonia. The Ganong company kept growing, hiring only the best candy makers. They created the holiday staple chicken bones, which is a cinnamon candy filled with a soft chocolate center. In the 1890s, the Ganong Brothers Company would focus on becoming a chocolate company and a competitive one. Thus, the company launched the legendary marketing of GB chocolates, or Ganong's Best, as they were called. GB chocolates, along with the famous penny candies, were the staples for Ganong. As the company grew more profitable, Gilbert Ganong saw his chance to get into politics and was elected Member of Parliament for Charlotte County from 1896 to 1908. He also served as Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick from June to October of 1917, when he passed away from intestinal problems. Because they never had children, nephew Arthur, or A.D. as he was known, took over the business with Maria's blessing. A.D. Ganong was instrumental in creating the first 5-cent nut bar, which proved very popular. The Ganongs were also innovators and strong marketers, creating the first heart-shaped candy box. They initially created the box for Christmas, but it quickly became associated with Valentine's Day. The Ganongs were also associated with Evangeline, the tragic heroine from Longfellow's poem. A.D. Ganong felt that she represented the Maritimes, and in 1904 he started using her in advertising. A.D. Ganong passed away in 1960 at the age of 83. He gave the reins of the company to his son Whidden in 1957.
First off, he was very deeply engaged in the business, so it was really a big part of his life. Whidden didn't have any children, and so very hands-on, I guess is the way that I would put that. And he was a stickler for quality. It had to be very good quality coming out of his factory.
The company went through some tough times in the 60s and 70s, but it refused to sell to another company. The company passed to David Ganong, Whidden's nephew, in 1977. In the 1980s, Ganong went through some soul-searching, and the company decided to reduce some of its assembly lines. They began focusing on specialty candies. The compromise paid off. The company thrived once again. Things remained good until the 1990s, when larger companies moved into the boxed chocolate market and threatened the company again.
Well, I think we're always constantly facing the larger competition than ourselves. I mean, at the moment, we're just a little guy in a big international company's ballgame. Nestle, Ferrera, Hershey. These are the people we compete against. And it gets increasingly challenging in order to do that as they become stronger and have a lot more financial muscle than we do.
However, they acquired sun-kissed trademarks for fruit snacks in Canada, and they've produced Laura Secord chocolate since the early 2000s, ensuring chocolate will always be at the forefront of the company for generations to come.
Very important to have Ganongs in St. Stephen. They're a major employer in our area. They've been here 145 years. You know, that's a long time. They're very well rooted. You know, they're part of our heritage.
Now, David Ganong has trusted his daughter Brianna as president and CEO of the company. The company continues to call St. Stephen home and has partnered with the town for an annual chocolate fest.
People and families love candy and love chocolate, so they're all drawn to see how chocolate's made, to see the stories, stop into the museum. It's a yearly thing.
And I think these things make it a more interesting community and allow some recreation for people of all ages. And I think those things that have happened over the years is very important.
For ensuring that St. Stephen is etched in the consumers' minds, the Ganong Brothers Company is one of the 12 New Brunswick greats.